Darren Lacey Jr. here with my review of The Defenders. Marvel's Defenders has finally dropped. It's finally here after, 3 long years? It's 2015, 2016, 2017? Yeah, 3 long years of waiting for this team up. We finally got Marvel Netflix's Avengers. This is their team up. This is the super team up we've been waiting for. This is the thing we were promised back in 2012 when all this was being talked about. And man, oh man, did I enjoy this series. The Defenders, Marvel's The Defenders, is pretty much the culmination of Daredevil, Marvel's Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. It's pretty much teaming all of them up and having them finally go up against the Hand. And yeah, I just finished all eight episodes, stayed up, binged them all, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this series. I think it captures everything that made all the other shows special, what made all the other shows unique, and it really captures the characters, just bringing these characters together, matching them together, and letting it simmer and settle. We got a lot of character moments. They didn't do anything just to say, oh, let's just make a bunch of action scenes. That's what people want to see. No, we really got to see. My favorite type of superhero stories are just moments, are just like the moments I take away from superhero films are when the characters are just sitting down and interacting with each other, when they're just sitting down and talking to each other and just exchanging dialogue and bouncing off of each other. I love that kind of stuff, and we got a lot of that in the Defenders. The story really deals with these tremors that are going through New York, and each Defender. We do get to see also the thing I like about these cinematic universes sometimes, or television universes, or these ongoing stories, is that Defenders is kind of used as not only the show itself, but it's also used as Daredevil season 2.5 or Jessica Jones season 1.5, and you can get a lot of. You can kind of still follow through on their stories with, checking in on these characters without having an entirely another season. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, so they all just, after, them dealing with all of their stuff in their lives, they all converge on this mystery that's going around. They all converge on the Hand, and pretty much team up from there. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I, like most, was a little worried about this series because I love Jessica Jones, I love Daredevil season 2, I love Daredevil season 1. Well, I like Daredevil season 1, but Luke Cage starts out really well, and then it completely, to me, just falls off the deep end after episode 7. And Iron Fist starts out very badly, but it gets better as it goes along. So I didn't really know what to expect from the Defenders, but I think the Defenders just mixed everything together so well. It redid Iron Fist in a fantastic way. If you had any problems with Iron Fist, I think you're going to be more impressed with this character this time around. I do think some of the things they did with Iron Fist was kind of... the Iron Fist, his character is just really iffy. Because when I like Iron Fist as a character when he's more the laid back, just chill dude. And he's kind of childish. Because he's the youngest of the crew, but I just like when he's just more laid back, just like, hey, I'm Danny, when he's just acting like a human instead of like, I am the immortal Iron Fist and I will destroy everything. When he's just, when Danny's being serious, he's not really that interesting, but when he's just being more laid back and loose and just acting more like a carefree person, he's not like all like serious and dour. He's just much more of a better character. We got to see a lot of that in a couple of the episodes, and they really improved on Iron Fist. And also the fight scenes with Iron Fist were fantastic, and the fight scenes and the interactions between Iron Fist and Luke Cage were even better. I think that's something that a lot of fans have been waiting for because of the Heroes for Hire comic books. Those two just bounce off of each other so well. There's this one shot where you finally get like the Luke Cage and Iron Fist 2 shot where Iron Fist lifts up his glowing fist. It is fantastic. But the fight scenes really, really improved over season 1 of Iron Fist. So yeah, you really got to see Iron Fist actually do his thing and use his fist. And speaking of Luke Cage is fantastic in the show. I'm really it's kind of a hard pull between Luke Cage and Jessica Jones in the show, of my favorite characters, because Luke Cage, he's like Superman. He's just so noble. He's so cool. He's so just stoic. I just really love his character, and I love the way Mike Coulter plays him. In his power set, it's awesome. Always nice to see how he deals with different types of situations, and how the writers handle him in a way where he's not invincible, but he can also still show off his power. And Jessica Jones, in this show, she's just the audience. She says things while you're watching it, you're just like, why don't they do that? Or that's kind of stupid, or like, that sounds kind of silly, right? And her character just blurts it out in a fantastic way. Kristen Ritter is fantastic. She's just, Jessica Jones, and it's just her struggle with being a hero, with wanting to be, like, her struggle between, like, just being a good person and worrying about herself is always fun to watch and always fascinating to watch. She's an incredibly interesting character, and they just do so much with her in this series, and they do push her forward for her eventual season 2 toward the end of the show, which I really appreciated. So yeah, Jessica Jones, she was definitely, for me, the highlight of this series. And just moving on to Matt Murdock, just talking about all 4 of the Defenders. Matt was great as well. His struggle, as well as being, should I be Matt Murdock or should I be Daredevil, and seeing that struggle, and just the thing, like, he needs to just be that person. He needs to be Daredevil, and also his turmoil with Elektra. Wow. His struggle with Elektra was brilliant as well. It was very heartfelt, and I like love stories in my superhero stuff. So it was kind of cool to see him still going after her, even though toward the end of the series I was just like, let her go, Matt, let her go. She's gone. She just let her go, but he didn't let her go. Also, another thing I loved about this series is side characters. They give all of the side characters something to do, and they actually get to interact with each other. That's one of the things I was looking forward to this series. I wanted to see Trish meet Malcolm. I wanted to see Malcolm meet Deborah. I wanted to see, not Deborah, I'm thinking of the actress, Deborah Ann Hall. What's her name? Karen Page. Yeah, see Karen, Malcolm meet Karen, and Foggy meet, Malcolm, and it's just, I wanted all of that, and they did most of that. Not everybody got to meet everybody, not everybody got that long of interaction, but it was just cool seeing them in the room and seeing them talk to each other. And also you got Misty Knight and Colleen meeting, and if you're a comic book fan and the Daughters of the Dragon, that's a really big thing that happens in the comics that they can follow through on. Hogarth's back. You got to see Marcy. Marcy even pops up for like 2 seconds, which was really cool. And Foggy, he continues to be one of my favorite characters in the Netflix universe, and I love how he handles himself and how he carries himself, and his interactions with Luke Cage at the beginning of the series. I just love seeing all these characters really get to interact. Really, you just get the feeling and the satisfaction of having one of these universes, when done right, when you can have all these people meet. Also, Sigourney Weaver as the villain, she's fucking fantastic. She is magnificent. She is great. Just busting on with some of my country accent there, but yeah, she's magnificent in this role. She's very daunting, very scary, very terrifying. She uses her words. She can even fight a little bit, which really excited me. She's not just someone who can sits behind a desk. She can throw hands. That was really cool. So yeah, her interaction throughout the show with all of the Defenders, especially, she has a quick interaction with Luke Cage, which was great. It's just, Sigourney Weaver killed it in the show, and I like just seeing this. Like, you just keep reminding yourself this tour de force of an actress is on screen in a Netflix Marvel show, and it is just such a cool feeling and such a cool thing to see her really bringing it in this series. And the use of color in this show, was fantastic. Even when Daredevil's in a scene, especially toward the beginning of the series, Daredevil's in the scene, everything's lit red. When Jessica Jones, everything's kind of bluish, like a darker, like a lightish, like a palish blue and more purple, and Luke Cage is yellow and yellowish gold, and Iron Fist is of course green. I thought they did a fantastic job with the color in the show, and just the direction of all the episodes. I'm gonna get into negatives. I'm about to get into negatives, but most of the action scenes were pretty good. Some of them were fantastic, and then some of them kind of fell into a nonsensical. Like, I felt toward the end, the last battle was sort of nonsensical and kind of hard to keep track of everything, but everything else, very good action, and it really focuses on character. But speaking of some of the things I did not like about this show, definitely, I don't know how Netflix just, for some reason, the Netflix Marvel line, they just can't avoid losing steam. And I felt like this show did lose steam around, even in an 8-episode collection, it did kind of lose steam around 7 or episode 7, like 6, 7, and 8, especially 7, if I'm remembering correctly. No, episode 6, sorry. Episode 6 kind of like hit a dead hole. And what I did appreciate, it was character focused. That those slow moments, you still got to see interaction between these characters, but it did kind of slow the story down for a few beats. And the last 2 episodes just kind of feel dragged out a little bit. Feel more or less dragged out, and yeah, like I said, the action scene, just some of it just becomes a little nonsensical, and you're kind of wondering a certain character's motivation. I don't want to give too many spoilers away because this show did just come out, but a certain character's motivation, and yeah, and also like Netflix, like they're taking out billions of dollars to make original content. And some of the fucking CGI in the show is embarrassing. I mean, I know this is a television, this is TV, but like, I can also go on Netflix and watch a giant CGI pig run around in Oksha. So, some of these CGI shots, I just expect better, especially when this is not a CGI heavy show. Like, save some of your budget toward that. There's a big CGI effect toward the end of the series, and it's just like, that looked like shit. So I really wish they kind of fixed that a little bit. Also, and this is a spoiler. Spoiler. But they do something at the end of the series with Iron Fist. And he's I guess he kind of becomes the protector of New York because Daredevil's out. But, like, they do this cool glowing hand reveal, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there like, why not just give him the fucking costume? Like, give him, like, this weird jumper thing, but I'm still just, like, sitting there wondering, like, why not just go all the way and just say, hey, give him the fucking costume? I don't understand why they are so reluctant to do that. Just give Iron Fist the costume. We're all waiting for it. But, yeah, just wish they went ahead and did that. But overall, I really enjoyed this series. I really enjoyed Marvel's The Defenders. It's great character interaction. It's great action. The story moves at a steady pace. It does hit a bump toward the end. But overall, you had great development for the villains. You had great development for the characters. And I feel like this is what we've been waiting for. I think they succeeded on just having these characters meet and team up and kick ass. And I think they really succeeded on that front. I can't wait to see more in the ending. And this does feel like a closing chapter in the Marvel. This does feel like the closing chapter in the Marvel Netflix line. This is definitely their phase 1 and where they go from here. Looks very exciting, especially some of the stuff they got coming with the Punisher and in the future seasons of the Marvel and Netflix line, because all these characters are changed by the end. They are affected by what happened and by some of the events and consequences of fighting the Hand. So where these characters go and how they've changed, I really can't wait to see. But yeah, this was definitely a great team up. This is what I've been waiting for, and I definitely recommend you guys watch all the episodes. Marvel Netflix has recovered from Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and they've really made something special here, so I definitely recommend it. So what do you guys think of Marvel's The Defenders? Please let me know in the comment sections below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? How do you rank the Marvel Netflix series going forward now? Please let me know. Also, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you like hearing me talk about movies, please hit that subscribe button. Come join the conversation. I'll be glad to have you. So with all that being said, I'm Darren Jr., and I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys next time.